Alright, in this third part of working with shapes, we're going to use one more tool called the pen and point tool. I'm going to show you that in just a minute, but before getting to that, one thing I wanted to make sure you knew you could do with the selection tool is actually rotate the shape as well. So with that general selection tool, if you hover over just above any of these handles, you're going to get an icon that's shaped like a arrow going in two directions, and that's basically telling you that you're ready to rotate this item. And so any object that you make, you can rotate it along the point that you see. It looks like it's just rotating on center, using any of these handles that you hover over. Okay, and so you can change its angle. And by the way, if you hold your shift key down while you're doing this, what it'll allow you to do is it'll rotate at very specific angles like this. I don't know if that's going to come out in the video, but when you try it out, you'll see how that works. Okay. All right, so the pen and point tool. Below this first set of tools, down next to what looks like the text tool, which we'll cover in another video, we have what's called the pen tool. And again, as I mentioned in the earlier video, anytime you see a small triangle on the bottom right corner of any tool, that means there are more tools available. And so the basic pen tool is followed by the Add Anchor Point tool, Delete Anchor Point tool, and Convert Anchor Point tool. And so we'll look at these right now. So the first tool, the pen tool, is really for drawing basic lines, right? And then connecting those pieces. So in some ways, we can create shapes just like the shape we created down here, but we do it with a pen tool. Okay, so you can actually plot out your points. But the other parts that I think are really important and helpful for you are these add and delete anchor points. And so I'm going to show you the add anchor point right now. And we'll go back to our original shape here. I'm going to zoom in. And the way you zoom in, you can do a couple of things. On the very bottom left of your screen, there is a zoom option. So I can click here and I can zoom to 200 points. Or sorry, 200%, which is great, but I actually like using the zoom feature that you can get by just holding down your Apple and spacebar, or Command and spacebar. And what that does is that makes the cursor turn into a plus sign, and you can click your button and actually zoom in like that. And then spacebar, Command button, and Option button gives you the zoom out. So while I'm zoomed in here and I'm on my Add Anchor Point tool, I could actually add points to this line. Now, that may not really make sense up front why you would want to add points to this, but it'll become clear in just a second. So I'm going to add these 4 points onto this line. And now I can grab my direct selection tool and I can direct select a single point on my shape. Okay? And now using that direct selection tool, I'm able to carve out pieces inside my shape. And just like that, we're able to create some pretty complex shapes.